Okay, so I am on Twitter earlier, and I'm just looking at some stuff, and I see that someone has released, I guess the official production team down at Powerhouse Animations released a key art image of a scene from season 3 of Castlevania. So people were blowing up about it. It was not trending, but I mean, the Castlevania fan community was really talking about it, and I'm a big Castlevania fan. So if you all haven't seen the image is right here. This is the image I'm talking about. So this is obviously Carmilla, of course, here in the front. And then she's got like a ladies quartet, the ladies of the night. Not those kind of ladies of the night. Get your heads out of the gutter. Not those kinds of ladies of the night. Ladies of the night. You know, the vampires. Anyway. So, what we've got here is a conundrum, because that's Castlevania in the background. That is the actual castle in the background. So I guess that's just backdrop art, or maybe it's Carmilla's castle. Don't really know. It looks like the Netflix Castlevania a little bit. Actually, you know what? I take it back. It doesn't look like that at all, so I apologize. I misspoke. This looks like the Castle Kaith, or however you want to say it, from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. That's what this looks like, and that makes sense because this is an iteration of Carmilla, who was the vampire-ess in that. So, but anyway, we got a few things to talk about here. Castlevania Season 3 still doesn't have a release date, and it was rumored to maybe be coming out in December. We'd be hearing about it. I think we're going to hear about it a week or two before they drop. It's supposed to be 10 episodes. So we got 4 in season 1, we got 8 in season 2, and now 10 episodes. I think we're getting to 10 episodes I'm cool with. 8 episodes was better. Was it 8 or 10? I think it was 8. Anyway, basically I call season 1 and 2 season 1A, season 1B, because they're basically tying up the original the first Dracula storyline in that. There's some things I want to see them tackle a little bit better. I'm not going to get that in this video. I'm 50-50 on the series so far. I like it, but I'm a big Castlevania fan, there's parts where I'm like, that's not right, you know? Namely, Trevor Belmont's supposed to be the G. He's supposed to be the G-man. He's supposed to be the man of the lore. He's the first one to take out Dracula. And they really kind of wimped him out. I mean, he's still a badass, but I mean, they kind of wimped him out in that first story arc. I'm not gonna lie. I was not happy with how they pulled Trevor off. He should have been the killing blow on Dracula. He wasn't. I'm not gonna get into that right now. Let's get into this photo though here, because I think I may have an idea who these ladies are. So, just being a Castlevania fan, all that. So we obviously know who Carmilla is. Okay, the big bad. She was really the manipulative big bad of season 2. You had Godbrand, who was like the kind of crazy, wild, fly by the seat of his pants vampire, and you had Dracula, of course. You had Carmilla. Godbrand's more of a schemer. She was more of the not a schemer. He was more of a straight front-on assault kind of vampire. Come at you face to face. She's more of a schemer. So anyway, let's get into these other girls. So right here, this first one right here, this girl on the end with the red hair, I am going out on a limb, and I'm going to say this is Rosalie. And if you don't know who Rosalie is, basically she was a character that you don't see in Castlevania Curse of Darkness, which is where they're drawing a lot of this story from. Hector and Isaac were Castlevania Curse of Darkness characters. It was a PlayStation 2 game. If you never played it, fantastic game. Find your PlayStation 2, dust one off, go out to a used store, find Curse of Darkness for $15 or $20. It's a rare game to find, but you can find it online. It's an excellent game. People slept on it. It's a 3D Castlevania on PS2, but it was very good. I thought it was great. It's one of my favorite Castlevania games, and I'm a big Castlevania fan. But that's where Hector and Isaac come from. And so what her story is, basically, you never see her in the game. She is Hector's love interest that pulls him basically away from the life of evil. She is the reason he gets out of being a Devil Forge master and forsakes his powers and all this kind of stuff. which in the real storyline, the game storyline, is what makes Dracula able to be defeated by Trevor Belmont, Sypha Belnades, Alucard, and Grand Dynasty, who they left out of the series for God knows why. He was one of the most popular characters in Castlevania 3. But anyway, so I think this is going to be Rosalie. I think she's going to have something to do with Hector's freedom, getting him away from Carmilla. I think she is going to be like a witch or something like that. So we'll see what they do with that. Now, I thought maybe this right here might be Rosalie. One of these two would be Rosalie or Julia. But I think this right here is going to be Julia. Right here. I'll zoom in a little bit on her. But I think this is going to be Julia Laforese. I don't think they said what Isaac's name is in Season 2 of Netflix. But Julia is Isaac's sister. And she is like, in the story, she's a witch. But I guess in this, she kind of looks like a vampire. And it may not be her. She might be somebody else. But I'm just judging by, you know, what they got her character design looking like. She's kind of got the same almost facial structure as Isaac. She's skin tone, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with that. I think that could be Julia. And if it is, she, in Castlevania Curse of Darkness, she is an ally to Hector. She of course, is not going to be in this Season 3. But I think they're going to build potential things for Seasons 4 and 5 with this. So, in Curse of Darkness, she is the one who's like basically a shopkeeper. She helps Hector with his familiars, his devils that he forges and things like, and captures in battle. Kind of like Castlevania Pokemon in a way. But she helps him with all of that. She's, I guess, kind of a reformed witch, or I know she's a true witch. So she escapes the witch hunts, but they could be doing it differently in this. But although she does have like vampire ears right here, so I don't know, I could be wrong about that one. This is all just speculation. Now, this one I think I've got nailed. I think this next one right here, this girl right here, I think this is Elizabeth Bartley. I think this is Elizabeth Bartley, the main villain from Castlevania Bloodlines on Sega Genesis. But in the late 15th century, 1490s or something like that, she was killed. She was hunted down and killed. She's a true vampire, and she's the niece of Vlad Tepes. She's the niece of Count Dracula in the games. So fast forward to like early 1900s, she's resurrected by a witch, you know, on accident, and she's basically responsible for the start of World War I. So if you did that story later, you would get into Eric Lacarde, you would get into John Morris, you would get into Bloodlines territory, basically. But that's my theory on these ladies. I think that's who this is. If we go back in here, like, and they all have like what's cool about that is they all have like a different story that could traverse in different directions. Like, obviously, if this is Rosalie, she's going to die. She's going to die somehow. You know, she's going to be responsible for Hector getting away, and ultimately the demise of Carmilla, I would suppose. And then, of course, if this is Julia, she goes off on a different storyline, trying to see her brother being brought to justice and defeated. Because in Curse of Darkness, she does want to see her brother defeated. She wants to see him ended because she knows he's out of control and he's just totally evil. So he is going to be, Isaac will be at odds with Carmilla. So he'll be at odds with this group, this quartet right here. So that storyline could still be in play. Even if you're changing things, that storyline could still be in play. Elizabeth Bartley, I think I am dead center on this. I think that's who this is because the timelines match up. She's resurrected in early 19th century, and this is the time frame where she's supposed to be active. And I think the reason that could be an obvious choice is because Carmilla could find her and go to her and be like, "Look, you know, these other people killed Count Dracula. I had nothing. I was there. I was trying to help. We got locked out by this magic. We couldn't get back into the castle. Something horrible happened, and this is why this went down." And if you look at her image, she kind of looks pissed a little bit. She kind of has like a slight scowl on her face. The lips are curled, straight-laced. I mean, she looks like a female Dracula. She really does. I mean, same hair tone, same skin tone. I mean, they all kind of the same skin tone, the vampires. But her facial structure, everything, she looks like a female Dracula. And the artwork, this is clean. I mean, these designs, these designs, this artwork reminds me a little bit more of like late 90s, early 2000s style shadowing and detail work, like in anime. Like the shadowing and detail work in anime now is not as good. It's too clean, it's too crisp. This looks like a throwback to that turn of the millennium kind of like saturation in the anime, like the coloring and stuff. So I'm down with that. I'm down with this. This looks great. But here's the thing. They didn't spend enough time with Trevor and the heroes, I thought, in season 2. They were researching stuff and they kind of bantered like kids, you know, but I want to see this one. I want to see more, not overly serious, but I want to see them do a better job with Trevor. And I thought they did a great job with Sypha. I loved Sypha. I didn't like Trevor. I didn't like Trevor Belmont. And Trevor Belmont's supposed to be a heroic guy. You know, you can do the character quirks and the Jack Sparrowish dialogue with him, but at the end of the day, he's supposed to be a changed man by the end of that story. He's supposed to slay Dracula, so they could still bring him back. But you know, anyway, with this artwork, I'm down with this, and I'm not sure about Rosalie or Julia. I think that's probably who they are, but I am almost 100% certain this is Elizabeth Bartley right here. Almost 100% certain, and if that's the case, she's a cool villain, man, and she's going to add a lot to this story. Because if I'm right, if I'm thinking right, I don't know anything about what's going on with the development of this. They haven't shared anything, but I would think she doesn't know that Carmilla was conspiring against Dracula, and she doesn't know. She thinks that she's being brought on to hunt these people down, to take over, hunt these people down that killed her uncle. I think that's what's going to be going on in season 3. So adds a little intrigue. So that's just my thought. Anyway, post your comments below. Let me know what you think. Do you think I am pretty close to the mark, or do you think I am full of crap? Do you think I am way off base on this? Either way, whatever it is what it is. We'll find out when they drop these 10 episodes of Castlevania. I am going back and doing a rewatch / review of the first 12 episodes of the series, seasons 1A and 1B, seasons 1 and 2. I'll be posting that hopefully next week. I'm going to finish up the last 3 episodes this weekend when I get a chance. I'm going to write the review and put it up here for you all to check out. And until then, I got more stuff coming tonight. If you are not following me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ray Kaufman, follow me there, because I will be posting probably all my Dragon Ball Z Kakarot gaming content on there, because I got hit with a copyright notice. Not doing that no more. So I would love to do it on YouTube, love to stream games on YouTube, but I never know when they're going to hit me with a copyright notice and when they're not. So twitch.tv/Ray Kaufman is going to be the spot from now on. So hit me on there. I will catch you all later. Keep rocking, and I will see you all here shortly. Have a great night and be good to each other.